What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Young Legends podcast, where we help you get the cheat codes to the game of life. I'm your host, Caption, aka Caption Red, and I'm here to tell you the secret to success. The secret is to keep going. Now I'm going to read a quote from former President Calvin Coolidge about persistence. Nothing in this world can take the place of persistence. Talent will not. Nothing is more common than unsuccessful men with talent. Genius will not. Unrewarded genius is almost a proverb. Education will not. The world is full of educated derelicts. Persistence and determination alone are omnipotent. The slogan "Press On" has solved and always will solve the problems of the human race. Now, here's the thing about persistence. Recently, some good things happened to me because of persistence. I've recently booked a freestyle rapping gig with a group of meeting professionals, and it's a gig of great importance. Now, I've done gigs to entertain and freestyle rap at Fortune 500 companies, national conferences, conventions, big galas, and I've booked huge conferences to speak at, but this could be one of my most important events ever. Now, with this meeting professionals group, I kept showing up. I kept following up. I kept throwing my name in the hat. I go to 3 or 4 of their events a year. I volunteered when they helped out in the community. I built relationships because here's the thing about business. Business is all about building relationships. I built friendships, and business is all about friendships. It's all about helping each other. Now, these meeting professionals, they're good people. I love them. They're very kind, wonderful people, but they're on their own timetable. Now, here's what you got to understand. People don't do what's good for your timetable. They do what's good for their timetable. Everybody does that. I do that. You do that. It's what everybody does. Now, these meeting professionals, they love me because I show up, I freestyle rap, and the way I do it is they ask me what I do, and I say, I do this thing with words. And they're like, what does that mean? And I just say, well, pick a word. And so they pick a word, and then I freestyle rap about that word, and then they lose their faces, and they just love what I do. But if I could do it all over again, what I would focus on is providing value. What I would focus on is solving a problem that they have, adding to what they're doing, and look for how I can make their lives better. And I've been trying to show them that my performances can do that, but if I could do it all over again, I would interact with them, and my driving goal would be, how can I provide value for them? And that's what I'm doing from here on out. But persistence is what got me the gig. I kept showing up, I kept interacting, and I kept trying to convince them to put me on. Now, there's this quote that hangs in the building of the San Antonio Spurs, which is the only basketball team who has won as many championships as the Los Angeles Lakers in the past 20 years. Here's a quote. When nothing seems to help, I go and I look at a stonecutter hammering away at his rock perhaps 100 times without as much as a crack showing in it. Yet at the 101st blow it will split in two, and I know it was not that blow that did it, but all that had gone before. So here's the deal. You gotta pound the rock. I gotta pound the rock. Pounding the rock is the thing we gotta do. Now, I was listening to this interview of a famous underground rapper, and he said the secret to his success is that he just kept going. And he said, I understand life happens. I understand that you have kids. I understand that XYZ happens. But the key to his success, he said, is to just keep going. And of course, you have to improve as you go. Obviously, that goes without saying. But you can't improve if you don't keep going. So persistence is key. There's this phrase in sales that says the fortune is in the follow-up. Now, I'm going to do a whole episode on that, but real talk, when it came to booking speaking gigs, when it comes to entertainment gigs, when it comes to getting podcast guests, at minimum, I have to send 2 to 3 emails, even with the people that I'm friends with. Sometimes I need to send 4 or 5. Sometimes I need to send a 6th or a 7th. And I don't want to be a pest, but I do understand that people are busy. People's inboxes are full. I'm fighting for their attention. And they just need to be reminded, very gently, of course. And if that's what I got to do to get good guests on the podcast to bring you a powerful message, then that's what I'm going to do. Now, how does this apply to your life? Maybe there's a young lady or a young man you want to date. If you have their number, send them a text message. If they don't respond, send another. If they don't respond, send another. Maybe you got to send 8, 9, 10 text messages. Maybe you need to leave a voicemail. If they don't respond, keep leaving voicemails. Get their name tatted on your neck, take a picture of it, and send it to them. Do whatever it takes to get his or her attention. Now, I'm just kidding, of course. Instead of chasing people, what you got to do is you have to make yourself attractive. And I'm not just talking about physically, but make yourself emotionally more attractive. Become funnier, become kinder, improve yourself, level up as a person. If you're an artist, improve yourself as an artist, up your game. Get your bars up, get your skills up, level up. Now, there's this famous rapper, his name is Talib Kweli, and he said, when I stopped hustling my CDs, when I stopped trying to get them in the right hands, and I really started honing my craft, that's when I got on. And I'm going to do a whole nother episode about that, but self-improvement is key. But back to persistence. Persistence is also key. And in order to self-improve, of course, you have to persist. Now, I'm going to read one last quote about persistence. Water cuts through rock, not because of its strength, but because of its persistence. I'm going to say that again. Water cuts through rock, not because of its strength, but because of its persistence. So that's the end of the episode. I hope that was helpful for you. And I am curious, what are some topics that you want me to cover? So if you have any topics you want me to cover, send me an email at younglegendspodcast@gmail.com, which I'll tag in the show notes. Or send me a DM on Instagram, Young Legends Podcast, and I'll also tag that in the show notes. Now, I hope you're well wherever you are, and until next time, peace out.